Hello, YouTubers. Hello, subscribers. So, I did get a new phone. And thank you guys for congratulating me for it. My husband got it for me for my birthday. It was between that or Beyonce's concert. And trust me, I'd rather have the phone. I would have enjoyed her Beyonce concert, but I picked the phone. Kisses to all of you. Thank you so much. I know this is not giving you a big wider of me, but I hope that it's just a little bigger. I really, really do. I did something to my phone to make it a little wider. And so here we go. Okay. Now, this week is a lot happened this week. It really did. I want to do a deep dive on and kisses to all my subscribers. Thank you for almost 3,000 subscribers. It is awesome to have that many friends and family hanging out with me and listening to us chit chat, because I think it's a dialogue. You guys comment, I say something and you comment. It's really a great conversation over here. Thank you so much for your support. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys. A lot has happened this weekend, and the biggest thing that happened was that Queen Elizabeth passed away 1 year ago. All the tributes to her this weekend were so beautiful. I got to spend some time at Sue Smith's station. It was a lovely tribute. And also River had a great tribute as well. And so, some of you gave some tributes, Redbird and the rest of you guys. Thank you for giving me your experience with the Queen, how you met her, how you got to actually be in her presence. And what an honor. And then you take Meghan treating it like it was just a regular day. Like, oh, I got a curtsy to the Queen. This is medieval. She called it medieval. The first time that Meghan expresses to us that she's about to meet the Queen, and she disrespects her to us on the docuseries. She says, well, she lied about it too. This is how she talks about it on the docuseries. Well, I found out a few minutes before, that I was about to meet the Queen. That's a lie. Meghan knew when she got up that morning and took a shower, whatever she does, and got ready, that she was going to go meet the Queen. And Harry sits there and lets her tell the story as if she didn't know. She went and got some etiquette classes before she even went over there tricking people. She knew that she was going to meet the Queen. Hold on, my nose is itchy. If I don't stop scratching it, someone's going to say, "Oh, you're doing stuff. You're taking drugs." No. I like to drink. I like my beer. I like my little thingy, but we're good. That's as far as I can go. Moving on. Told you. You're going to get all kinds of scrutiny and people saying things about you and all that other stuff. But it's okay, because like Meghan, you put yourself in a situation where you are to be criticized. Because I might say something that people might not even agree with or don't like. And they'll say, nope, you're wrong. And it's okay, because it's their opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. It's their opinion, and it's okay. And I respect that a lot. But anyway, moving back, because I don't want to forget my thought. Okay, so Meghan and the curtsy. She meets the Queen for the first time. But she is telling us her first encounter with the Queen. And it wasn't the best. She disrespects the Queen in every way, in our opinion, when she was on that docuseries, when she did that fake curtsy. And so, but I wanted to find out what she was saying before she did the curtsy. And basically, she was sitting there talking about how how she didn't even know that she was finna go meet the queen for the first time, because he told her a few minutes before that they were gonna go meet the queen. And that's a bunch of bull. She knew that morning, because everything is scheduled with the queen. Everything is scheduled. You're not going to just, the queen just going to open up her calendar that moment and say, oh, yeah, I'll meet with Meghan, whatever. No, everything is strategic and planned, and she knows that. And for her not to know that, Meghan not to know that she was going to go meet the queen that morning or that day was a bunch of bull. She knew that she was going to go meet the queen. But she tells us on the docuseries that she finds out a few minutes before she meets the queen. She finds out a few minutes before she gets to where she's going that she's about to meet the queen. No one told her. And then right before they got to the steps, she tells us that, and then Harry busts out and says, oh, you got to curtsy to do you know how to curtsy? Harry did not wait until the day of to show her how to curtsy. I do not believe that, because that's not how Meghan rolls. I'm sure Meghan was like, hey, do I have to curtsy to the queen? And when I do, how does this look, Harry? Is this good? Is this, No, she changed the story for us for some stupid reason. She was trying to get a laugh or a giggle out of her dissing the queen and calling it medieval. No, it backfired. What happened is it made her look a little off because she wasn't prepared. And curtsying is out of respect for the queen. It's common sense, but she doesn't know that. And I'm sure it's a little bit more to it. But to me, it's out of respect. That's why you do it. You want to honor that. You want to do that. But no, she called it medieval, and she didn't know that she was having to do it. So she had to hurry up and practice. And then she showed us how she practiced and thought that was funny, which tells me she is not funny. She's not. That wasn't funny. And so I know I went too deep, because I don't even know why I brought that up, because I brought that up for a reason. Oops. No, I went too deep. But no, there's a lot that's been going on this week. Harry's doing his Invictus. He's still talking about himself. He was. And at first I was just like, as long as he wasn't attacking the royal family, we're good. But, Harry's going to I. And I just don't believe his grandmother would be that proud of him. I really don't. I just feel like she would not be what he's trying to make us believe. If that's what he wants to believe, that's fine. No, according to everyone else, you made your grandmother's life hell her last couple of years. And those were supposed to be her relaxing years. But no, you married a Jezebel that wanted all this stuff to make her happy, and she's still not happy. So we're going to do a deep dive on some things that happened this weekend, talking about the Invictus, how it flopped. The Invictus, how it flopped, how it didn't make it where it needed to be. And, just reflecting on Elizabeth's passing. Also, Catherine and William did a sit down with Anne, and it was, I forgot the name of it, but I watched a little bit of it. It was about an hour long. I watched about 30 minutes of it, but it was interesting to hear Catherine talk. She is just such a beautiful, beautiful soul. She's a beautiful person. She just, when she walks in the room, she lights it up. She would be the type of person that if she went to the Beyonce concert, all eyes would be on her. She would steal the show from Beyonce and everyone. She does it when she comes to town. When she went to the Laker game and her and Beyonce had met up, all eyes was on Catherine in the meeting. The only reason I watched the Laker game was to see Catherine. Meghan doesn't command that kind of attention. She doesn't get it. If she went to a Laker game, because that's probably her. Well, she did do that. Remember, they were in that box, like they was secured down. You know, Catherine and William came in, sat down on the front row wherever they were, and watched the game like regular people. Not them two. They had a box and there's security surrounding them. Meghan wants to be more important than she thinks she is. She does. That's why all that paparazzi and riding around New York City. She thought people were supposed to say, stop, let her go, move the traffic, let her go. The princess is here. She thought that they were supposed to block off streets, shut it down so that her and Harry could go and pick up that influential award, that fake award that she bought. And no one was there but her and Harry. She didn't have a crowd. She didn't have a whole bunch of people. Sorry, the air conditioner guy fixed my air conditioner and he keeps texting me. Anyway, and just saying, how is it? So let's get started, guys, because I'm sure baby girl is looking for me. Okay, this is 17 minutes long. And so I don't know how we probably won't get through it in 17 minutes. And hopefully I'm not that dark. I'm so sorry if I am, but let me know. Feels weird in here. I got the light on and everything, but it just looks a little whatever. Okay, so it's going to be 17 minutes long, but it's going to be great. And so let's get started. Every now and then, I stop and I want to talk about it a little bit. So if you get confused, just rewind it a little bit and just get back on track. But, here we go.
Kinsey Schofield, how are you?
I'm good, but I can't see you. Will you
I'm going to fast forward a little bit. Okay, here we go.
Expect that we could potentially see her at the Invictus Games over the next few days, although there was a question about her being removed from the media breakdown. But I don't know if you saw this headline from the Daily Beast, which was started by Tina Brown, you love Tina Brown.
I love Tina Brown.
Yeah, the Daily Beast, I want to read the headline word for word. Prince William and Kate Middleton sabotage Prince Harry's Invictus launch. And that is a headline from the Daily Beast today in regards to this amazing episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Rugby with the Princess Royal, Prince William, and the Princess of Wales discussing their love for sport. Prince William goes into his love for the Paralympics, does not mention his brother's Invictus Games. Catherine discusses these late night swims and how competitive she is at the school's parents' race day, how she'll race barefoot, giving us those Princess Diana vibes. Remember that great photo of Diana racing at the parents' day in her skirt? I mean, I want to think this isn't intentional, Christo, but this is pretty savage.
Did they release this on the day of the Invictus Games launch?
Yes, when Prince...
Okay, so that's what I was talking about earlier. I hope you guys can see me okay. That William and Catherine and Anne, which is his aunt, William's aunt, sat down and had a discussion. And it was like a video. And they released it around the same time Invictus was going on. Which, this is what I think. I think that it was already supposed to go. And they were like, no, we're not changing anything. We're going to go with our schedule. I think that it was going to be planned on that day regardless. And if it wasn't, good for William and Catherine. That's what I'm saying. They're not thinking about Harry and Meghan and wondering what's going on in their lives and what they're doing. They're not. They're moving on with their lives. They're not going to change. What they didn't do was make it a point to change it. They didn't say, well, let's move it to another day since Invictus is going to launch this week. They didn't do that. And I don't think they were doing it to get back at Meghan and Harry. I just don't think they care anymore. I really do. I really believe that William and Catherine and the rest of them have moved on and they don't care what's going on over there in that clown show of Montecito. They see the destruction. They see them failing. They see it. And they probably feel sorry for Meghan and Harry, because I would if I was the royals, because they are losing big time. And no matter who they hang out with, no matter what concert they go, it doesn't matter. I don't believe that Catherine and William are looking at their schedule, Montecito schedule, or Invictus schedule, or anything else that's going on over there, and saying, let's stop what we're doing because of what they're doing. No, they have moved on. That was we are moved on from you guys. That's what I saw. You let me know if you saw something different. But I saw William and Catherine and Anne saying, I don't really care what Harry is doing over there. Whatever they're doing, it's only to benefit themselves. That's it. Harry's thrust back into charity. It don't even look right. It's like, what is he doing? It really looks weird. And the only reason I know about it is because the UK talk about it. It's not because TMZ and them are talking about Invictus, Harry. No, they already know Harry and Meghan gonna do something stupid, like talk about his grandmother before the monarchy actually says something, King Charles. No, Harry took it upon himself to just start talking about his grandmother. Harry has been rude and disrespectful since he met her. And so what's new? But guess who will be upset because William and Catherine and Anne was talking about everything with them? They didn't even bring up Invictus. Yes, my brother's Invictus. That would have been an olive branch. We're not doing that. We're not in the business of thinking and looking and wondering what's going on in Montecito. Okay? This is what we're doing. And how wonderful did they look on there. Anyway, moving on. Let's get to it. No, Meghan and Harry they look like they're in the back. They're in the back. They're in the back. No one's pulling over on the side of the road because the princess is coming down it. She has lost her princesshoodness. She's lost her princessness. She's lost her HRHs. She's lost her Duchess of Sussex. She lost her glow, her shine, her sheen that made her popular when she first walked up in the... when everybody found out who she was, let's just put it that way. She was the it girl. You couldn't tell her nothing. She was so popular, more popular than Catherine at the time, because she was the new woman on the block. And what did Catherine do? Move aside and gave her moment. But it wasn't good enough, because it's just never going to be good enough for Meghan. But she had it all. And now she's scraping up the wall. It's just really embarrassing. I don't see people flocking around. All them stars there. And she got one picture. I'm going to say that one more time. All them celebrities. Lizzo, Chris Rock, the one that said she hit the light skin lottery. That would have been a good picture. That would have been her saying, you know what? No big deal. I know you got a joke, whatever. No, she's not likable. She's not relatable. She can't relate to anyone there. The only person she can relate to is Doria and her husband and her hairdresser and her makeup artist, because they have to put up with it. But she relates to no one. She didn't relate to anyone at that party. I would have had it going on. Snapping, clicking, and snapping. I would have got one with Jay-Z, everyone. They would have had to say, listen, this is not a photo shoot. She got one picture. One. That's the only one I saw, unless they're keeping it in their Rolodex. But knowing Meghan, She wants everybody to see that, but we didn't see anything. We didn't see you mingling with the stars. We didn't see you socializing. We didn't see no deals made because you were working. But look how the tables have turned. Your brand is so tainted that you are on the brink of it not being successful and making money. Oh, the ball. Let's go.
Harry went out and did this big speech about kicking off the Invictus Games.
Well, do you know what they've done? They've pulled rank. They have pulled rank because they are the Prince and Princess of Wales. They are allowed to have the moment. And I'm sorry, Harry being the spare, and my God, hasn't he told us about it? Because he's made it very clear he's the spare. He's made it very clear that he is in the back seat whilst Prince William is in the front. Unfortunately, and this is one of the things you have.
Your wife put you in the back seat. You wasn't in the back seat before she came along. You just got in the back seat. We knew you as the eligible Prince Harry that was waiting to get married to some beautiful woman. Hey, trust me, I wouldn't mind being a spare. I'll be a spare any day. How many people wouldn't mind being a spare, Harry? And you complaining about it, but you get to go to the Invictus. You get to do all the things that you want to do. Don't you? You gave Meghan the pop platform because the only reason she was able to be at Beyonce's concert and get down on the floor to take pictures with that one person, which is weird to me, is because of Harry. Otherwise, she would have been lost in the crowd, and we would have never known who this D-list actress from Suits was. And TMZ and Page Six would have never reported on her because they would have never known who she was. Oh, who is that person taking a picture with Kelly Rowland? I don't know. I don't know who she is. And then they would have to wait a few days and figure it out. Oh, she played on this show called Suits. Suits. Let's look her up. No. The only reason why we know who she is because it's Harry's fault. No.
Have to cope with.
I've said it plenty of times. I know.
Steal their thunder in other ways, but this is absolutely fair and reasonable.
Yes, what you just referenced right there was the fact that we knew going into the 1-year anniversary of the Queen's death that King Charles had asked the Princess of Wales and Prince William to step up and actually represent the family for the 1-year anniversary. Mm-hmm. We knew for weeks that we anticipated to see them on that date. Not only did Prince Harry go to Wellchild the night before and reference Queen Elizabeth and mention that she would prefer that he be there, that he knew that she'd be happy that he was there. But the next day, like moments before William and Catherine laid their wreath in memory of Queen Elizabeth, there were snaps of Prince Harry leaving Windsor Castle where he visited the Queen, in her final resting place. And so it really is just a tit for tat right now that we're seeing, all leading up to, I believe, Prince William coming to New York City.
And it's not a tit for tat. It's not coming from the royals. And I don't want to feel like I'm always defending them or protecting them or whatever. I don't want to sound like that because that's what the Sussex squad sound like. No, I just can't imagine Catherine being that tit for tat person, that person that needs a spot. That, let's do it right after them. No, that's Meghan tit for tat. I can see Harry them always competing with the royal family. Attention. Instead of focusing on what they need to be focusing on, they don't, and that's where they miss the mark because they think they're in competition with the royal family, and you're not competing against them. You need to connect with them so you can be relevant again. But here we go.
For this Earthshot announcement of who the finalists are for the Earthshot Prize.
So do you think that it was orchestrated that Harry visited the Queen and did so before William and Kate, the Prince and Princess of Wales, had laid their wreath?
I just think he's so stupid. I
So,
think
so,
he's
it's,
so
so it's either complete stupidity or
Stupid.
or very, very smart because he's trying to steal their thunder. Smart from the point of view that he thinks he's getting.
Why is that good? You know what? Honestly, I really feel like I'm past that. And I hope we all are. Him stealing the thunder, and you know what? Listen, but this is what I do think. I do think that there was a way for Harry to honor his grandmother without disrespecting the king. In other words, there's a protocol, there is a code of ethics in the royal family that I'm understanding, that the head is supposed to speak about such or give orders to do throughout the family. But for him to just say something, because Harry could have easily came out and put out a statement about his grandmother without this. He can even get on Instagram or YouTube and do a video and say how much he loves his grandmother. But he could have waited. But I'm over it.
Getting a win, not smart from the point of view as
But
to how we
there's
might
a
view
problem
it,
there.
But in his mind, he's being incredibly clever. So he's either being incredibly clever in his head or in our head being incredibly stupid.
Well, let me just throw this at you while you ask that question. I'm in LA right now.
Sorry, but why would it be good for him to do that, knowing that once again he's undermining his family?
Of Wales, they are allowed to have
Prince and Princess of
the
Wales.
moment. And I'm sorry, Harry, being the spare, and my God, hasn't he told us about it? Because he's made it very clear he's the spare. He's made it very clear that he is in the back seat whilst Prince William is in the front. Unfortunately, and this is one of the things you have to cope with. And he may have tried to steal their thunder in other ways, but this is absolutely fair and reasonable.
Yes, what you just referenced right there was the fact that we knew going into the 1-year anniversary of the Queen's death that King Charles had asked the Princess of Wales and Prince William to step up and actually represent the family for the 1-year anniversary. We knew for weeks that we anticipated to see them on that date. Not only did Prince Harry go to Wellchild the night before and reference Queen Elizabeth and mention that she would prefer that he be there, that he knew that she'd be happy that he was there. But the next day, like moments before William and Catherine laid their wreath in memory of Queen Elizabeth, there were snaps of Prince Harry leaving Windsor Castle, where he visited the Queen, in her final resting place. And so it really is just a tit for tat right now that we're seeing, all leading up to, I believe, Prince William coming to New York City for this Earthshot announcement of who the finalists are for the Earthshot Prize.
So do you think that it was orchestrated that Harry visited the Queen and did so before William and Kate, the Prince and Princess of Wales, had laid their wreath?
I just think he's so stupid.
So it's either complete stupidity or very, very smart because he's trying to steal their thunder. Smart from the point of view that he thinks he's getting a win, not smart from the point of view as to how we might view it, but in his mind, he's being incredibly clever. So he's either being incredibly clever in his head or in our head being incredibly stupid.
Well, let me just throw this at you while you ask that question. It's the Daily Telegraph in Australia. In the last few days, I believe it was yesterday, they wrote an article called Meghan's Insane Deathbed Plan in Queen's Final Hours. Now, this story reminds me of exactly what you just referenced. Okay. Is it strategy or is it stupidity?
Well, that's such a good title. Like, is it strategy? Is it stupidity? Because That is actually
Wow.
what it boils down
It's
to.
stupidity.
And just
It's
before
not
we
strategy.
reveal
Strategy
that
is
article
not,
about what was going on a year ago,
is not doing it.
as I suspected, and as we spoke about, you and I last week, and you also said
I
something
want to hear
similar.
what she had to say.
We knew that Prince William and Princess Kate were going to be leading
He's
the
upset about
royal
this.
family when it came to
He's
an
upset.
acknowledgement of the passing of Queen Elizabeth by laying the
Yes,
wreath.
he's talking about it.
But King Charles did release a statement. You know, it was very short, and it was a very nice statement. But all of that, this is why, this is why it's important. And we got a bit of stick online for talking about this last week, but this is why it's so important. Because you are led by the monarch. The monarch speaks first, then anyone else has their say.
He's explaining it to me.
You're right. Harry, in the Well Child Awards, said, you know, my grandmother would be looking down on us now. I know she'd want me to be here. You can't do that. You can't speak about a big event before the monarch or the person designated by the monarch has done so. That's like royal family protocol, page 1, paragraph 1, first sentence.
There it is. He knows better.
And your grandmother would want you to become much kinder to your siblings, or to your sibling and your sister-in-law than you're being. I think that would be your grandma's first
Harry doesn't
priority.
care.
The only exception would be for having had permission by the monarch to speak first. You know, my father knows that I'm here and wants to pass
Harry
on his
gave
regards,
permission.
all that kind of stuff. That might be the exception, but it's up to the monarch.
That would mean Harry would have gotten permission and let them know that, guess what, I'm going in on y'all really soon, so watch out. On the Oprah show. I mean, come on, guys. That was one of the most cringe-worthy watched television. I remember where I was in my living room looking at it and wanting to throw the remote at it and say, this is despicable. And Harry has gotten into one of those modes that he does it all the time. He disrespects all the time, that it just becomes, to me, if he's not a royal anymore. He's separated himself from that, and he no longer goes by any code, any ethics, anything, any rules, any dynamic that they had. He's just doing whatever he wants to do and what's best for him, obviously. He doesn't care about how it affects others. That's what I'm trying to say. And Meghan really don't.
To make the designation as to who represents the family first. Harry doesn't
He's upset.
get to come over and steal the thunder from the family.
The thunder?
First comment to the press about his grandmother's death on the anniversary. Absolutely not. I think it's
He's
really,
appalled.
really poor show on his part.
One of my subscribers
it
said,
all about him again.
Pauline, I love that
Yeah,
word.
it's a complete lack of respect. I mean, I had this conversation with someone else recently that it feels like Harry and Meghan just think that the idea of royalty is silly. The idea that I was born in a position.
She disrespected it. She thinks it's not, she doesn't respect it. Meghan does not respect any of it. None of it. And it blows my mind how you don't respect the thing that made you what you were, but that's always going to blow my mind. Every time she steps out of the house, every time she shakes someone's hand, every time she speaks or do something, she owes it to the royal family for making her known, for giving her the opportunity to have a TIG. And maybe it will be successful. I doubt. But they gave her this opportunity. But she walks around with her in her head high as if Harry's happy to be with me. They're happy to have me in their family. No, you are their worst nightmare. You would be mine. Totally. We're going to go swimming later. Totally be my worst nightmare. Like, oops, sorry. I brought this into the family, Harry. You brought that. And not just that, Harry, to me, is breaking all ties with his family. And it's making it harder and harder for them to forgive him in the future. Or like Tessa, have compassion. Or for William to decide, oh, we're good. Come on, Harry, you and Meghan, we're good. We're sorry. It's our fault. We were racist against you. We could have treated you better. No, those talks are so in the toilet. They don't belong. Okay, come on.
So I'm better than you. They act as if it's silly, it's
I'm better than
irrelevant,
you.
it's untrue. However, they want you to talk to them by their titles.
Yeah.
And they want you to curtsy.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're so right. And also,
she's gonna diss the curtsy, but want you to curtsy to her. She dissed the medieval moment. She dissed the, oh, I got to curtsy to the queen, but want that done to her. She wanted the titles for her kids after she said that she didn't need that it doesn't define them. She was over there eaten up with envy or eaten up with just disgustingness until she gave them titles, and then now she feels better. Check, that's off the list. What's next? Building her brand. She's been trying to do that, but okay, whatever. It's dead. No, I'm better than you. She thinks she's better than everyone in the UK. She thinks that their homes are old and musty, and they need to get with the times. I'm going to Montecito in my 16-bedroom bathroom home with the pools and the palm trees and all this lovey-dovey stuff. No one said that you couldn't have all of that, but don't diss mine. Why would Harry let her diss his home? That's how she talked about it. That's how she treated it. That's what I got. That's the conversation I got from Meghan and Oprah. Ooh, nobody would believe this.
So, perhaps Meghan can get away with saying, well, look, I just think this institution's stupid and I don't know much about it. I mean, I don't know if I believe it, but at least she can get away with it. Whereas Harry, he can't spend the last 2 years writing a book about how terrible the protocol is and the succession is and the fact that he's a spare and he's not allowed to speak up. And what he's done there is demonstrate he fully understands there's a hierarchy. He fully understands that he's quite far down it. He fully gets that, yet he ignores it when it's convenient for him. And I think so.
Well, Meghan and Harry want to feel like they're more important than what they are. Because I don't think that they realize how unimportant they have become. They're not important. I just don't see it here. And this is the only thing I can compare it to. The star-studded event, Beyonce's bash. She was not the head person up in there, and she should have been. Because Catherine would have been you know what? Her jigging and dancing, she wasn't the highlight. No, it was Kim Kardashian and their family. And I'm telling you, Kylie and her new beau, and her new boyfriend, that's what I'm trying to say. And Travis Scott was there too. That's what's going on in Hollywood. And it is drama, but it's also ritzy. And when I say ritzy, I don't know what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is that you see some talent, you see some great people out there, and you see their craft. But then when you see Meghan, you try to figure out, where does she fit in this freaking circle? She doesn't fit. She's not a producer, so she didn't fit with Tyler Perry's group. She's not a real actress, so she didn't fit with who? Who's an actress that was on the floor that night? Whoever was Kelly Washington, she doesn't fit with her. Who? Come on. She can't sing, so she doesn't fit with Kelly Rowland. She's not a comedian, so she can't hang out with Chris Rock. The thing, what is your talent? What makes you feel like that you should be in this A-lister group of ours, other than that you married a prince? Come on. Sometimes I listen to my videos and I know I can repeat things, but the reason why I do, because I'm stuck in this moment. And until we move past this moment, this is where I will be, because we'll get past it. But this is where she is. So this is where we stay. We're where she is. I feel it. I feel like we are where she is. Enough. But she is not the star. And it's showing. It shows, it's showing. It is for real. And when Catherine comes to New York, her and William, you're going to see the difference.
To prove what you just said, your point.
You will see the difference in royalty, in fake royalty. They will block off the streets. They will put the flags up. They will do what they need to do to make sure the real Prince and Princess of Wales come here and show out and deliver. There will be people in the streets wanting to see them. Trust me. We are fascinated by them. And oh my God, I'm trying to figure out, do I need to get a ticket to New York? God, I'm going to put that, okay. I'm telling you, it's right up the street. Hop a doolittle and get on the plane and get in line to see William and Catherine. I would love to do that. I'm going to check on it. I'm going to check on it. You know. And thank you guys for the tips and stuff if I decide to do that. Get me a little hotel and hang out. Maybe me and my mom can go. Anyway, but no, it is going to be like, oh, they're coming. It's not going to be like when Meghan went to go get her award several times and wasn't really anyone out there to take her picture but paparazzi. Okay. Let's see what they're saying. Let's finish this up. Because it was 17 minutes.
The Telegraph in Australia says that Harry and Meghan were aware of the fact.
Okay, I'm going to rewind a little bit of this. Because this is about the end of Queen Elizabeth's life. And I think this has something to do with her being by Elizabeth's bedside.
I would say that it is strategy over stupidity.
Well, just to prove what you just said, your point, this Daily Telegraph in Australia says that Harry and Meghan were aware of the fact that Meghan was not wanted at Balmoral. And Meghan, they said she schemed by releasing to the press. And
let me just, because that, Meghan was aware that she was not wanted to be by the Queen's side. She was fully aware of that. And so if I knew that, Harry turned around, listen, they don't want you here. They don't want you there right now. They want me right now. And I'm going to be like, okay, go on. I'll catch up with you later. Go see your grandmother. I don't want you to miss her. Because I know how much you loved her, how much she loved you, how much she wanted to see you, begged to see you before you left. Get the hell out of here, Harry. Harry, go, go, go. Here's your bag. Don't miss the plane. Go. Go see your grandmother. And I wouldn't have never wanted to be in any controversy that I was the one holding him up. The Jezebel, the tramp, the me girl. I'm not going to do that to y'all. I'm not going to keep rewinding it. But let's
just to prove what you just said, your point, this Daily Telegraph in Australia says that Harry and Meghan were aware of the fact that Meghan was not wanted at Balmoral. And Meghan, They said she schemed by releasing to the press, and I remember this, Christo. I remember receiving the announcement that Harry and Meghan
Yep.
were on the way to Balmoral. And so they allegedly released this statement to force the royals' hand that Meghan could be.
And see, this is my first time hearing it. And so when I first hear something like this, I first get a little frustrated, a little like, I can't believe it. This is, you once again, you Jezebel made this about you. And we talked about this. We've talked about this before, about how Meghan was trying, that to me, held him back from seeing his grandmother in her last moments. Held him back, in the way, made it about her, didn't step aside, shut up and be quiet. This is not about you. And all of a sudden, she made it about her. And guess what idiot let her do it? The traitor. Harry the traitor. Whatever you want, whatever you say, whatever you do, let's do this, Harry. Let's release this. No, instead of him coming to his senses and saying, honey, listen, we're not going to release any statements. You stay here and then you come after. That's it. No, I wouldn't have wanted her by my grandmother's side at the end of her days after she called them racist, after she called the queen racist. And we're not even talking about what she was about to do, the Netflix, the book, and so on and so on. Let me put this way, if Oprah didn't hurt Elizabeth's heart, the rest of it would have. The Oprah show, after the Oprah show, the docuseries, when she bent down and curtsied. And word on the street is, Meghan, is that the queen was hurt and disappointed. But who cares? Because it's all about you. Jiggy, 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 jiggy. It is. It's all about Meghan. She made it about her when the queen was passing away. No. And so what is Obi Scooby going to come out and say? Her truth? Let me tell you something. This is what he's going to do because this is their MO. Meghan wants us to believe that it was all their fault, the reason why she couldn't come and all this other stuff. And so he's going to put in his little tiny stupidity book that is going to ruin his career and Meghan's again.
The queen died.
That, it was all their fault. It wasn't Meghan's. They were just, da-da-da-da-da, whatever. It's despicable. Because we didn't hear it the first time in Harry's book. And we didn't hear it the second and third time that Meghan was mistreated. No, you didn't step aside to let your husband say goodbye to his grandmother because you were being you. And made it about you. And there was a statement that came out. There was a statement that came out that her and Harry were on their way to see the Queen. She put the statement out. According to Kinsley, Meghan put the statement out that her and Harry were on their way to Balmoral to be by the Queen's side. That's that fairy tale drama, I'm a wonderful granddaughter moment. No, no. I'm a wonderful, whatever she is. No, that was Harry's grandmother. And you knew the love. You knew it. They were like this. Let me let Kinsley finish up because I did take it there. But this is the kind of woman he married. Someone that doesn't put herself aside for a moment and say, you know what? This ain't about me right now. This is about your grandmother. And you, Harry, and your family. I'm just going to be there to support you. No, she putting out statements and, like Kinsley is saying, forcing the king's hand to have to scramble and fix things because Meghan taking upon herself to say what she's finna do. No, you didn't even like, you don't even want to be over there. You didn't want to live over there. You left 15 minutes after you was over there. Then you lied and said that you were going to protect the queen and serve her and do all kinds of stuff over here. You've been serving yourself. To me, if I saw her at a concert and I was one of those A-listers, I'd be like, oh my God, look at Thirsty. And so look at her, look at her, look at Thirsty. I would call Meghan Thirsty. She's thirsty for attention. She's thirsty for fame. She's thirsty to be known. She's thirsty to be it. She wants to be back on the top, but it's over. And look why.
And King Charles said, no way. Picked up the phone and told Harry, absolutely not. We don't want her here.
Ooh,
and so that is coming from
I gotta rewind that.
And I think, so I would say...
Australia says that Harry and Meghan were aware of the fact that Meghan was not wanted at Balmoral. And Meghan, they said she schemed by releasing to the press, and I remember this, Krista. I remember receiving the announcement that Harry and Meghan were...
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the leaking. Meghan loves to blame, loves to blame leaking on everyone else. She blamed the royal family for leaking things. She blamed the Beckhams for leaking things, and then she turns around and leaks them. Leaks letters and leaks things and link. She does it. She is the best at it.
We're on the way to Balmoral.
Long time ago, I said she does the things that she blames everybody else for doing. She blames people for racism. She is. For her to say it, no, she's not a good friend. She's not a good sister. She's not a good daughter. She's not a good daughter-in-law. None of that. No, she's about climbing to the top, getting to where she wants to be, and doing it on the backs of those people that starts to trust her. And then this is how she treats people. She was trying, I'm gonna be by the queen's side. Get the hell. Get the hell. To me, that scares me to know that she was passing away and she was trying to push her way in the door, and I would have been like, oh hell no. I do not want to see her before I go. No. Because Queen Elizabeth already know where what state Harry's in, what he's doing, and how he is in trouble right now, and that he is not going up. And this Invictus Games and Spirit Award things is do.
And so they allegedly released this statement to force the royals' hand that Meghan could be there when the Queen died. And King Charles said, no way. Picked up the phone and told Harry, absolutely not. We don't want her here. And so that is coming from the Daily Telegraph in Australia. And that's again called Meghan's Insane Deathbed Plan in Queen's Final Hours.
Do you think
I want to read that.
Do you think that, because I think you're right.
Because, it's blaming all through that. Okay, let me know. I need a few of you to tell me to look that up, and I will look it up and read it. Because we get a lot out of an article.
That Meghan and Harry were going up. And then, that's right, there was then a second statement put out that, did it reference that because Kate wasn't going, the then Duchess of Cambridge?
We made that assumption.
We made that assumption.
We assumed.
We assumed that Kate wasn't going, and that's why Meghan wasn't going. But that was not in the that was not in the correction that was released. That only Prince Harry was going, and Harry talks about the phone call he received from his father and Spare. But I just thought that I did think at the time, that's wild. And that the friends that they talked to that talked about this insane deathbed plan, they said that Harry had the audacity to reach out to William, hadn't talked to him. You know, he had all this stuff hanging over the family, the book, the Netflix show. None of this had come out yet. All they'd seen was the Oprah Winfrey interview. But they did say that he had the audacity to ask Prince William for a ride. And William was like, I really don't want to be with you right now.
But also, wasn't there then the
He was like, you said we were racist, and I really don't want to hang out with you. Like, did you not remember what you said? Like, here, according to Kinsley, Harry acting like nothing, like it's another day. Like, Harry thought that everything was just going to be smoothed over and let's just get this going. He thought it was just going to just be like old times a little bit. Like, okay, he'll let me ride since of the occasion. No. Harry, you're the reason why all this is pretty much going on, because you're hurting people. You hurt the queen in her last moments. You didn't even get to see her. Now you want to ride with me? I know what William is thinking. Like, he doesn't have all his marbles. No, he don't. Because he's in, he's in Meghan's world, and then he gets back over to the royal world and think, oh, okay, things are back to normal. But no, you did some crap over here, Harry. You and your
about Meghan? Literally, the jet was on the tarmac, and I think it was Prince William that said, "Go for it, take off. We're leaving.
Yeah.
We're not waiting for this debacle about whether Meghan is going to be allowed to come along." So,
listen, William doesn't have time for Meghan and Harry's shenanigans. He's about moving on and getting on. And if he had waited while they discussed her coming when she should have just sat down, he said, let's go. He made an executive decision. And he's been making those decisions ever since those two decided that they wanted to mix it. Him and his beautiful queen to be, Catherine. And so while they continue to look just so awesome, these two continue to look like they're not in the real world. And Meghan act like she's not at times. She doesn't. Sorry.
that she could be a part of it, because I think it was the then Prince of Wales, Charles, who said this is a family occasion.
7 minutes.
Such a family occasion that not even Kate's going to come along. Oh my word! Could you imagine? And even those moments as well. I mean, if you could imagine Meghan being there. I mean, it's the only thing I can say in defence of that is it's not as if her not being there didn't mean that those final precious moments weren't monetised, because of course Harry put a chapter in his book about how he went and visited the Queen's body after she died in her bedroom and had a conversation with her.
I totally forgot.
Oh, okay. So in Harry's book, which I went through really fast, I did. It was very difficult to listen to him. But he says in his book how he sat there and had a conversation with his grandmother as she was already gone. Now, you would have been able to have a real conversation with her if you hadn't been playing around with okay.
Forgot about that. Thank you for ruining my night.
It's true that he did. He said, it was really intimate where he went in the room and, it was dark and sat down with her and all this stuff. And I mean, that's unbelievable that he chose to put that in a book. Really unbelievable. And she would be mortified by that, because that is not the kind of thing that the royal family releases. And again, or if it does, it's the monarch that gives the permission for that to be released. It is not down to Harry to throw that information to the media in order to sell more books. My God, they really are Honestly, he is the Duke of D-list. Okay, so
The Duke of
we've
D-list.
spoken about how vulgar it was that Harry was giving such details about his poor grandmother's death and how much
Okay, sorry about that, guys.
Meghan wanted to elbow her way in to be involved. We've spoken about how vulgar it is that Harry decided to try and usurp his family on the anniversary of his poor grandmother's death. What else have you got for us this morning?
Well, I have some happy news. I really loved on the I can't remember what paper is sitting in front of you right now. I believe two papers are sitting in front of you with this amazing photo of the Princess of Wales in her white Alexander McQueen suit. And
It's pretty. I think I've seen her in it before.
cheered by 60,000 people in the crowd as she makes a solo trip to watch England in the Rugby World Cup. Beautiful photos of her splashed across several of the newspapers this morning, but she seems sincerely surprised. If you watch the video and see some of the stills, she's sincerely surprised by the positive reception she receives, and it's just insanely gorgeous and humbling to see from somebody that looks like her and that should be, you would expect her to just be used to people, falling at their feet whenever she walks into a room. But she looks, humbled by the, and surprised.
That was exactly the word I was going to use.
Humble.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people love.
There's not a humble bone in Meghan's body. It ain't one at the toe. Ain't one at the string of her hair. There is nothing humble. Nothing graceful. Nothing I appreciate it. I am just in awe of, even on her wedding day, she didn't have a glow. There's a glow women have on their wedding day that just makes you so happy because, well, maybe it didn't make her happy because none of her loved ones was there. She had all these A-listers. Like, it was a business wedding. It wasn't a wedding. It was a business setup type of thing. This was strategic in a business deal. And she invited as many who's that would respond and go, and they went. She invited all celebrities. One family member. That is not a wedding. That is a celebrity-thon. It was not it was weird. She didn't invite people that she knew to the wedding to be a part of it. She invited people like, I don't know, she didn't even know half them people in there. The only person she knew was Harry and Harry and Doria. That's it. That's the only two people she knew at her wedding. Everybody else was strangers. And if you look at Catherine's wedding, you could see that glow of just how happy she was and how exciting it was and how humble and how, like, she couldn't believe it. Like, this is nothing she could ever imagine. Meghan acted like it was just another day. She almost acted like she was acting. It was weird. Now that I listen, even before, it just didn't have the same It didn't. As Catherine's. It was soft. It was great. It was graceful. Meghan's was jumbled and thrown. It wasn't thrown together because the royals don't do anything thrown together. As you can see, it was beautiful, but it wasn't real. I don't know how to describe it, but let's get back.
Queen. I mean, she is going to be our future queen, and people really love her. And I think that's part of the problem with Meghan and Harry, is that I think that the UK feels very protective, especially over William, and especially over the way in which Kate has been portrayed, the now Princess of Wales.
Protected.
In some of Harry and Meghan's books and interviews
It's
and the like. And
interesting,
of course, going
protected.
back
I don't even know if you would call it protected. I don't know what he means by that word. But I would think that they are just still disappointed in the way these two are acting or have acted and still continue to do it. But I don't think they are trying to protect. I'm sure that the UK knows that the royals can take care of themselves. I don't get it. So
to the States, they're now separating their brands, aren't they? Because they're seen as being a bit toxic.
okay,
Harry
I'm
now wants to
confused. I'm confused. Harry had a brand and Meghan had a brand. They both had brand. Now Harry was a part of a brand. He was a part of the royal dynasty. Now I don't know Meghan's brand because I didn't know her before, so I don't know what it is now. And can't nobody even explain it to me because she doesn't know what her brand was before and she doesn't know what it is now. It's whatever sticks. And so they created the Sussex brand, but it was built on trash. It was. And then in between there, she was trying to tell us about this love story that didn't exist. That got thrown out with all the trash. And then she was also trying to do Spotify and tell us about herself. And I still don't know who the hell she is. And she don't know. And so and so that was part of her brand, her and Harry's brand. And seriously, and that failed too. It failed just like the other things I just mentioned. So she's not a Spotify. They can't do a brand together because together is twisted. No, it's listening to Meghan and trying to figure out what she wants and what's best for the family. And now we're going to split up because it's better to do it that way. Because I was doing this by myself before I met you, Harry, and I was very successful of it. And now that I'm the Duchess of Sussex, I know I can probably bring out some more people. Okay. I know, I mess my little... Sometimes I go too deep, so let's move on.
be, what is it, some sort of global philanthropist, whereas Meghan, what does she want to be? Some sort of guru and Instagram influencer?
Harry, a
They
philanthropist.
said, leave.
Harry is running around just doing whatever people are going to give him to do. That's it. And that's after Invictus. What is here? Like, it's going to go quiet. It's going to go real quiet. And Harry's going to go back into his court cases and trying to figure out if they're going to move to Malibu or if they're going to do whatever, because Invictus is almost over. Then what will Harry have after Invictus? It doesn't continue after this. It's not a continuing thing. It's just a moment. And it's a charity moment. It's not a, is he getting paid to do this? And is it enough to stay in, to buy this new Malibu home? Because they're doing really good. They're happy. They're happier than ever. Doria's kicking with them. And that's okay. It's great that you guys are happy. It's great that you're doing really good and you faking it and pretending, whatever. But it's great. That's really wonderful. Okay. It's like she's trying to prove to us that her marriage is great. They're doing great. They're going to move to Hollywood and she's going to be this big star. And she will never have the level of status that she had. And I had a sad moment long time ago, but I quit that moment because I realized that she killed it. I didn't realize how bad she killed it until the HRHs were gone and they're, like she's just, no. After the coronation, I said, this is it. She's not going back over there. She's not letting them see the kids. She's not doing anything. And so there's no more, we don't give a dang about her bottle of wine. What we do care about is her relative to the royal family. Not the trash, but her relevance to them. She's a disappointment. And so when she come out with her TIG, we're going to be looking for royal stuff. But it's not going to be there. It's just going to be Meghan and her shenanigans. And WME, and I'm sorry, I went into something else. Let's get back to the talk show here.
Lead with love wants to be Meghan wants her brand to be lead with love, which again, I always say that she never has an original thought. Everything she says is regurgitated off of a tea towel that you could find at TK Maxx or a bathroom mat. It all just sounds like something you'd see on a plaque that you hang in your grandmother's kitchen.
Or a bath bomb.
Tacky. It's tacky. Lead with love. It's tacky because that doesn't represent her. And there she go, trying to reinvent herself and then tell us who she is again. And then we get confused because leading with love shouldn't be nowhere in there. Because she don't love nothing but herself. Where's the love? Where's the love for her sister when she went on the Oprah show? And then when she had Obi Scobie write a book and say all these nasty things about her sister. But she's the princess. No, you can't turn that into no princess. As you can see, it's official. They offered to give her courses. They offered to give Meghan courses and help her to become a princess. She turned it down. She needed them badly. And look what has happened. She has destroyed her princeness over here. Because when she came over here, she could have been the princess of Montecito. But she is not that. She has ruined it completely. And I saw it at the show. She was not the most important person there, and she should have been. She should have been. She should have been talked about the most. She should have had the most airtime. No. That's where she stands. And I wouldn't want to come. I would be like, no, I'm not ready to come out. They're not ready for me. These people are not ready for me to come out and give them anything because they're not watching me. Something's up. Because for me to go to a Beyonce concert and to be feeling like I'm just, a regular, something's up. Because Kinsley Schofield just told us 60,000 people stood up and gave Catherine a standing ovation, glad that she had made it to that event. Awesome. They're not standing up for Meghan. They're not doing all that stuff. No, she is, she needs to be that, and she's not, and she wants to be that, and she was. She came over here too soon. She should have just visited every now and then so people can be like, oh, Meghan's in town, and be excited, and then be looking for her, and then she can walk out and start waving like she's still a princess. No one's waving at you. No one's sitting outside waiting for Meghan to come out from getting an award. Watch how New York City light up for Catherine and William. Okay, let's go back. I know, I got distracted. I think he put the baby down, and when he shut the door, I completely forgot what I was talking about.
And then it foams up, and then it gives you a rash the next day.
Yeah, I just think that to me, it's clear that the
This
Princess
is
of
good.
Wales is a million times more mature than Meghan Markle
You
is.
can't
And
compare
that's
the two.
where they didn't get along. And that's why there was friction there, because Catherine is just, she stays above the fray and she doesn't have time for drama. And wherever Harry and Meghan go,
No, I mean, it's just so much. She's not plotting and planning to be bigger than what she already is because she's just big. She knows her worth. Catherine knows what she's worth. And even then, she's still humble about it because she's probably still figuring out that she is going to be one of the most adored, loved persons, queens in the world. When she first got married to him, I said, oh, watch this. Because it put the United Kingdom on watch. Everybody was watching it. Everybody was watching England. Everyone. Who's this woman? I didn't know anything about Waity Katie. I just knew that she had just stepped on the scene and he was finna marry her. And it was like, whoa. When Meghan and Harry got up there, they watered the moment down. Everything that they did, they watered it down. They watered the baby coming out the hospital and showing us the baby. I was so upset. I said, honey, and I was still hurt. I was still a fan. I was like, honey, do you know that she did not show us the baby like Catherine does every time that they have one, and Princess Diana, and they all come out on the step and show the baby? No, here he come around the barn. It was weird. I was like, what is he talking about? It was a great experience. I said, how was we supposed to know? We ain't seeing little Archie. And then when she did let us see him, and I know I probably said this before, she wouldn't even let us really see the baby because she was rushing back to the room. It wasn't a pleasant moment to see that. She ruined it. And I didn't know, here I go. I said, I wonder, is UK upset like I am? Because she totally ruined the baby moment. And then where you take the baby and like walk in the street and all of that, and you're taking, what threw me is that she loves being in the limelight. Why didn't she do that? And so that's what makes me think just a little bit there may have been a surrogate. Like, what you hiding for? Then what day was the baby born? Okay, moving on. See, I didn't take it there.
drama follows. So obviously you're going to distance.
Everywhere Meghan goes, drama follows. Everywhere. Someone just can't just be there and not make it about themselves and then just enjoy the moment and just go with the flow. Meghan changed everything. Every moment, everything that was done. The royal culture and everything. She didn't make it fun.
Yourself. There's a new poll here in the States that should be pretty concerning to William Morris Endeavor that says Meghan is so unpopular with Americans more than ever, scoring -2. This is
Okay, I didn't hear this before we had this conversation. William and Morris, I usually just do WME. That's who I'm talking about. Her agent, the one that took on this. Like one of you said, they did it for money. Every time someone decides to invest or take on, WME's reputation is on the line because they are supposed to be the best. They've been bragged about. They've done all these other stars, but they fail to fix the element of the family, which is ding dong. Sorry, she's not asleep. It's funny because she went and played little kicker. Unpopular, a -2. That's her popularity. How in the heck is she going to brand herself with that kind of reputation? Look at what happened look what didn't happen at Beyonce's concert. A whole bunch of pictures, a whole bunch of people talking to her. Like, she was not the star. To me, she felt like a fish out of water. Like, oh, she really doesn't supposed to be there, but she's there. I didn't see the Kardashians talking to her. I didn't even know that they were sitting that close to her. She's invisible and want to be. She messed herself up so bad. And in order for her to be successful over here, you have to have a reputation. And if you don't, you won't make it. And it's not about royalty. It's different over here. If you're a star, you're a star. And who's up? Kardashian, Kim is always on. Always. When you think she's not coming out with something else, now, if she starts messing with her face and starts doing too much, just grow old naturally. Like, anyway, moving on. See, I didn't take it there. Let's get back.
I think that her last rating when they did this poll was plus 23. Now she's -2 here in America.
And why do you think that is? What has caused this polling to fall off a cliff?
Well, I mean, I do think we've seen so much more of her lately in a social media, frivolous, vapid capacity, grinding at the Beyonce concert. I think that is not. We fell in love with her on Prince Harry's arm as the Duchess of Sussex. She was not a household name before Prince Harry. And this girl that's at the Beyonce concert and posing with Kelly Rowland, that's the Tig girl. That suits Meghan. That's not the girl that anybody paid attention to. That's Meghan calling in favors to get on red carpets. That's not who the world fell in love with. So I think...
Wow, she's right. And she said so much. I really want to go back. It's just so much. But what she's saying to me, Meghan doesn't know who she is. She's everywhere. Why would you go back? Because that's why would you go back. You look desperate, and she does. She looks desperate. She looks out of place. She looks lost. She looks like she doesn't know where she's supposed to be. And she's just trying to fit somewhere. And WME has told her to be at these places, I have to assume, to build what she wants. They probably set her down and says, well, what do you want? Well, I want to do the Tig again. And it just is not, that's not it. It is not it. It will fail. It is failing. It's not going to. It is failing. You cannot have a dead reputation and then go around at this Beyonce concert looking like that. It didn't look princessy. It just looked odd. It just looked like desperatenism. It looks desperate, like she's desperate. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to get out here and I'm going to hang out with the A-listers and let everyone see that I'm hanging out. This was her breakout moment to be with the who's, get the pictures, connect, and they fall in love with her. I don't know. But it's number one, it's over. But number two, the residuals of the Beyonce concert, it didn't make her look in the best light. It didn't make her look like she was hip, like she had it going on, like her and Beyonce was like that, like they were, like Beyonce knew she was there. It just seemed like I'm going to go out, and it was off.
people are going, you're vapid, you're shallow, while Harry's going back to his royal roots and pursuing a lot of these charity endeavors.
Okay, so Meghan stopped supporting him a long time ago. When she lied and said that she was going to support the Queen from over here. No, no. Meghan's been supporting herself since she stepped into the royal family. She's been plotting and planning on her career and what she wants and what she wants to do, and she's been doing it. It's not like that she hasn't had the opportunity. She's in the place where she needs to be, and she's getting closer to Malibu. Meghan is going to make it to the top by all means necessary. And this is the push. This is her doing that. And it looks desperate. But what it's doing is it's killing her image. That image, it's gone. Her image is jacked up. Poor Meghan. I'm starting to feel sorry for y'all.
We're gonna leave it, Kinsey, but I feel your pain. Lovely to have you as always, Kinsey.
Okay, I'm out. Thank you, Lindsay. Wow, that was a lot. That's a lot going on with that. It's what Bethany said. She needs a moment to just, I wouldn't bring out anything right now. Anything to, no TIG, no Instagram, nothing. And I would just show up every now and then to hang out with my friends. I'll keep doing that or whatever. But I wouldn't open up a TIG or anything explosive right now. Because it will fail and she will see it fail, and that's going to hurt. It is. It's going to scar her. Because you can't, and like Lindsay Schofield said, I don't know if WME is aware, but her reputation is a -2. It is a -2. It's in the bottom of the barrels. And if you know anything about PR, you know that someone's popularity that bad is not going to gain popularity by whatever, the love. What did she say? What the name was? Leading with love. That don't even sound right. Angela Living was upset that Harry and her were out hanging out on the eve of Elizabeth's passing. And then the next day he goes and says a little speech how she's looking down on him. It's, to me, with them splitting, it's going to get worse. It's not going to get better. That's not the solution. But WME thinks it is. I think this is what WME thinks that if Meghan gets away from the royal family, she won't talk about them as much. She won't be so negative about them. She won't be competing with them. She'll leave them alone. That's why WME is trying to split it. Because Meghan is still trying to convince us that the royal family is bad and she's good. I don't know why. So I believe WME is trying to separate that, because what other reason would they want to do that? Because they need that connection for her to be relative to us. Her popularity is shrinking because she's not connected to the royal family. They need to go back to their roots. Saying it. Her reputation is a -2 in the United States. That's over here. I think I said it the other day. I said, go get you a snackadoo. It was so funny. Pause it, but listen to this. It is really extremely unfortunate that Meghan has lost this. And you have to hope that there's still a way to turn it around, but she's not, because she's right and everybody else is wrong. It's everybody else's fault and I'm the correct one. And she's just going to keep going But I would feel very icky. I would feel like, wow, like I'm not, I would feel this is what I would feel because this is what she wanted. This is her, not me. This is her. I would feel really sad and upset that I used to have a great reputation where if you look back in the beginning, how everybody was loving me and da 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 da, and now today it's a -2. But she thinks hanging out with stars and A-listers and I guess pap walking and I don't know is going to change her popularity. Who she hangs with is going to make it better for her to bring her TIG out so people would support her. So that would mean Kelly Rowland and Kelly Washington's supporters, but they didn't post Meghan on their page. They cropped her out. You know what that says? That says she put herself into that. I heard that Kelly Washington posted a picture of her and Kelly Rowland, the singer. And Meghan was in the back. She wasn't in the picture, that one. You would think all three of them would have been on there, but she didn't want a picture with Meghan. That's what she's trying to tell us, is that no, we didn't really want a picture with her. She just kind of came in and took one with us. Out of all the celebrities, she was able to gouge one from them. That's what I see. And it's pretty pathetic because she really believes this is the only way that she's going to be Catherine. Meghan has, sorry, this is so long and I'm going to go. It is long. Kisses to all of you. Have a wonderful night. Sorry that it's so long. Listen, I won't do one in a few days. That'll give you some time to recoup from this one. Kisses.